There's speculation that Beyonce is going to live stream the Cowboy Carter Tour on Netflix. The fact that the announcement was made at the end of the halftime video on Netflix, and that was her first live performance since Cowboy Carter came out. It's all lining up. It's just confirmation that that is going to happen. But it's also confirming for me that this was something she and Netflix were going to do for the Renaissance World Tour. And I assume that the tour date that they were going to live stream from was the Houston tour date. I figured it was going to be reminiscent to Beachella because Beachella, it live streamed on YouTube. Then we got the documentary on Netflix and we got the live album. I think if we got the Houston Renaissance live stream on Netflix, I think we might have gotten the same treatment. We'd have gotten the live stream, plus we might have gotten a live album with it. And on Netflix, we would have had the live stream to rewatch over and over again, unlike when it live streamed on YouTube. You could only see it that time, and then whoever was able to like record it and like have it on the internet, you could like watch it somewhere. But Netflix would have had it the way how they have the halftime show from Christmas 2024 for us to rewatch over and over again. That year in 2023 was the first time Netflix live streamed any programming. They did it with Chris Rock's comedy special, and that did well. I believe they had good viewership and there were no glitches. That year in 2023 was when Beyonce started the Renaissance World Tour. It would make sense and it would be such a good idea for her to like take one of the tour stops and do a live stream from there. Very much in the way that HBO used to do with Janet, where they would live stream her show from whatever tour stop she was on, and then you could always rewatch that later whenever it comes up on HBO again. And then you also got the DVD of it. So I feel like that's kind of what Beyonce was going to do with this Netflix live stream of Renaissance World Tour. But Netflix had to kind of test it out to make sure that everything was going to run smoothly, because I mean, the first time you did it was just that Chris Rock show, and it was a comedy special, and it was that one time, and not everybody's running down to go see a Chris Rock comedy special live on Netflix. People are going to run down to watch it, but not everybody's running down to watch it. Unlike with Love is Blind. So they did the Love is Blind live reunion, and everybody was going to run down to see what's going on with the reunion. We watched the entire season. We've been talking about it on Twitter like crazy. So it's like we want to see what's going on in the reunion. And it's going to be live. It's going to be popping off. So we show up for the live reunion. It crashes the servers. Things are a mess. Everything is falling apart. Can't live stream nothing. That was a flop. So nah, Beyonce, we're gonna have to scrap this live stream of the Renaissance World Tour, especially if it's the Houston tour date, because I'm assuming it would be the Houston tour date. Come on, it's Houston, her hometown. So it would make sense that they would live stream from Houston. That was scrap. Beyonce was already doing the visuals and the video of the tour and the concert anyway. So she just packaged that as a documentary concert film, and that's what you got to see in the movie theaters. So Netflix ironed out these live streaming capabilities and any technical difficulties that come with it, with the sporting events that they live streamed, the celebrity specials that they live streamed. I don't know, like that John Mulaney live thing that they did, and apparently that roast of Tom Brady. Plus they acquired WWE Raw live events, live showings that they show. Plus that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. And then also the football game on Christmas Day where Beyonce performed the halftime show live. That performance was kind of like a taste test for like what we are going to expect, like a sample of what we're going to expect. So now that we know the tour is coming, it's just a matter of like, what are the tour dates and when are the tickets going on sale? For me, I can't afford them tickets right now, sister. I just can't. I'm just not there yet. I got laid off from my job, sister, so I have no money for that. But if Beyonce is live streaming, I will make some time, make some space. I'm gonna be at Netflix. I'm gonna be down to the Netflix, tuned in for the live stream of Cowboy Carter in Houston or wherever Beyonce decides to live stream from on Netflix. I'm assuming Houston, but I'm also like, if it's not Houston, because she already did Houston for the halftime show, she might just do maybe New Orleans because her connection to New Orleans, but she might also do Atlanta because Atlanta was a good like a really good stop from what I understand. It was like a really good stop on the Renaissance World Tour. But she could also do Vegas because of the Sphere. Because, you know, she did it, she put it in the Verizon commercial and she was like on the horse on top of the Sphere. So maybe that she might do that. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. But she might also just do like the main hubs like New York or LA. But then I'm also thinking like a crazy conspiracy theory. What if the tour is just her live streaming from different from from warehouses in different cities? I don't know, not even warehouses, but just like warehouse, like massive, like production spaces. And she just sets up like a big event in different spaces, but like nobody knows. They just know it's going to be live streamed a particular day, but you don't know where in the city it's going to be. But the people be knowing because the people knew when she was like rehearsing in the stadiums for the Renaissance World Tour. So they would know if she's performing at some warehouse somewhere, some massive production space somewhere performing all these Cowboy Carter songs. But I don't know, that's just my weird theory. What if she just live streams she goes to different cities and live streams in like a warehouse and all we get to see is like the experience that she gives us through like the visual of virtual concert instead of like actually going to a real concert. But I don't think Beyonce would do that. Beyonce likes to feed off of the energy of the audience and the crowd, so she's not going to like virtual stream a performance. Like, why even go to different cities to do it? I don't know. It's just like a weird concept. But I feel like it would be a cool concept for the right artist. I think Beyonce could do it. I just don't think Beyonce would want to do that. It's something necessary to do. But, you know, that's just a thought. It's just a thought. What if she just does only a live stream from the Sphere in Las Vegas? I'll be there. I'll show up. And you know, on Netflix, they having like, from my understanding, they have like a paywall for like certain content now. So you know, this live stream about to be on a different tier, behind a paywall. It's going to be different content, separate from everything else. And you have to like pay your extra, I don't know, extra $20 or something admission to get in. Well, I don't actually think it's going to be $20. It might be a little bit more because you know it's Netflix and it's Beyonce. So it's not going to be no $20, but it might be. It's just gonna be available for you the next day, but you gotta pay a little extra for the live stream because it's a live, baby. And I'm sure the tour date is gonna be right around September or October because I think that's around the time the Houston tour date was on Renaissance World Tour. And like I said, it's possibly gonna be Houston, New Orleans, maybe Vegas, maybe Atlanta, or New York, or Los Angeles. But that's a lot of options. But I don't know. I feel like Houston is number one, New Orleans is number two, and maybe Vegas is number three. Maybe it's like down to Vegas or Atlanta because Atlanta was a really good tour stop. But also Vegas for the Sphere. I don't know, child. Let Beyonce do what she gonna do, and I'ma show up and I'ma be present for what's to be done.